Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 119J It's a Wonderful Tournament Review. Um, Here to give a tournament review for the 8th week of the Super Smash Bros. Melee version 2 tournament. Today was an interesting week. We had 15 entrants, and then one person joined the amateur bracket after it got to that point. But today we did a different tournament format, which is something I've been cooking up. It works better when there's 2 recording setups because then we can get more of the stuff on recording. But we only had one, so we kind of pick and choose a bit more on what we wanted to do and what we didn't. And so it was a little bit kind of interesting on what sets that we do have and stuff. So the way that we did it is that we had the first 7 people, the bottom 7 seeds, which our prediction, my prediction for seeding was Mason, Lowlife, Grant, Edward, Sir Gamerhands, Kenny Lee, Dillo, and Walter. That's incorrect. There's no Kenny Lee in that. I'm dumb. Sorry. Mason, Sawi, Lowlife, Grant, Edward, Sir Gamerhands, Dillo, and Walter was the bottom 7 seeds. And so we had them play in a Swiss round robin. Now, this bracket here won't reflect that because afterwards, the people that didn't win, which is everybody but one person, continued to play everyone else in amateurs, which kind of just completed the round robin. And then that also included Kenny Lee, who didn't get to play the person who won the bracket, but he played everybody else. But round 1, Mason played Walter and beat him, and then Sawi played Dillo and beat him, and then Lowlife played Edward Sir Gamerhands, and Edward Sir Gamerhands won that. And then round 2, Mason and Edward Sir Gamerhands played. Mason won that. And then round 3, Sawi and Grant played, and Sawi won that. And then from there, Mason played Sawi, in which Sawi won. And then Lowlife and Dillo played. Lowlife won. And then after that, Sawi played Lowlife, and Sawi won that one. So Sawi won 4 games, which allowed him to advance, and no one had a record that was close. I think everyone was... See, the only person that had 3 wins at that point was Grant, and he had already beaten Grant. So he goes on to the next round, and everyone else continued to play. So also from there, we have a ton of matches. There's plenty. So I'm going to show the winners. The winners, it was not... so Sawi didn't, he didn't get second because I put them all in as ties, the ones that he didn't do. But the way that it went was... I got my notes here. It was Mason, and then Kenny Lee, and then Grant got 3rd place. Grant actually beat Mason, but then lost to Lowlife and Kenny Lee, giving him 4 wins, and you needed a bit more. And Mason had the most wins with 5, and no one else had 5. Kenny Lee and Grant both had 4. Edward, Sir Gamerhands had 3, Lowlife had 3, and then Dylan and Walter both had 1. And if it's tied, it goes to whoever won the head-to-head. So for Grant and Kenny Lee won the head-to-head, which means he won it. Same thing with Edward, Sir Gamerhands, and Lowlife. But yeah, so that was a quick explanation of the bottom level of the thing. But to note about that, Kenny Lee's first weekly, super happy that it came back. He has work until 8 o'clock, and so he can't really get here for the main bracket, but the fact that he can make it to the AMI bracket is super nice because it's really nice to see him around, and I think he'll be coming out to more Thursday Throwdown stuff. So that's super awesome. And then Walter is a really old guy. His name's slipping my mind at the moment, but he played a really long time ago, and he just comes back intermittently every once in a while. And I'm glad he showed up, but he plays Ness. Yeah, he was actually able to take a set off of Lowlife, because that's actually a weirdly hard set for Samus, which is kind of funny. And I thought that the Walter I thought that he also played Samus. And then when he went Ness, I was like, oh wow, I guess he plays Ness. But maybe that makes sense, or maybe I'm just completely misremembering it. But that's just something to note there. But yeah, that was the second round. So next, I'm going to show every match from now on. The winner of this goes into Waterfall B. And this isn't the order that these things happened in, but I'll just go through them nonetheless. The first one was Snacks versus Diesel. Snacks winning that one 2-0. Snacks, obviously, Falco player. Diesel, I think, played Sheik for that. That was not on recording. Diesel versus Sawi Plus. Diesel Plus versus 119 Sawi Plus. Sawi won that 2-1. Now, I had originally seeded Sawi under Mason, and so I didn't predict him to even get into this bracket. But, you know, he definitely proved me wrong and then beat Diesel here. Then round 3, it was Sawi Plus versus Chipotle Plus, which Chipotle beat him. This was also not on recording. Sawi played like 8 sets, but didn't get any of them on recording, unfortunately. And then Chipotle Plus versus Scythex Dragon, 2-1 in Chipotle's favor, not flavor. And then round 5 is, gotta be careful not to move this in the wrong way. Scythex Dragon, Snacks over Scythex Dragon 2-0. You'll see these sets over on the side. I'm gonna move this over. Oh wait, almost messed that up really bad. All right, here we go. Here we have Sawi Plus over Scythex Dragon. A really good win for Sawi, as I think that's like the first time that he's beaten Matt. Round 2 is Chipotle Plus over Snacks, which was like one of the last sets that was played. This was actually on recording because it was like, this is pretty much to get out. But, you know, good stuff on Chipotle's part. That's a hard matchup, Falcon versus Falco. Round 3 was Scythex Dragon over Diesel Plus. I thought that was... Okay, I have it written down as 2-0. Well, hold on. Let me check. For some reason, I thought... I might have put that in wrong. No, yeah, that was 2-0. So 2-0 Scythex Dragon. And then next was Snacks over Sawi Plus. At the time that this was happening, Sawi Plus needed to win this in order to, like, win over Chipotle, because at the time Chipotle had already won, and so he had to beat Snacks and Chipotle and one of Scythex Dragon or Diesel. Oh, I messed this up again. And then here, and then he like lost to Snacks here, so it pretty much this solidified Chipotle into the top bracket. And then here it was Chipotle Plus over Diesel Plus 2-0. And the match that solidified Chipotle into the top bracket was this one versus Snacks, which I think that we do have on recording. I think that Diesel and Chipotle was also, but I'm not too sure. And unfortunately, I was going to have Chipotle versus Scythex Dragon on recording, but I had to kick them off because I had to like do a different part of the bracket, which I feel bad about, but unfortunately, it is what it is. Moving on to the next section, we have the top bracket, where Chipotle moved on, and so you'll see him in all of these. Crim Plus over Chipotle Plus. This was in Crim's favor 3-0. All these are on recording with the exception of Chipotle versus Wevins, and when I get there, I'll say it again. And then here it was Connor Plus over Chipotle Plus 3-0. I think he went Fox Sheik for that. Here it was Wevins over Connor Plus. Connor went Sheik games 1 and 2, and then Puff game 3. Versus Wevins Samus the whole time. Here it was Wevins over Stone 3-0. And then here it was Crim over Stone 3-0. So yeah, that's that. Super cool that like Connor came. This was his first set with Wevins in like a super long time, I'm pretty sure. And then here we have, come on, keep coming down, keep coming, keep going. All right. Slide over. There we go. We had Connor Plus over Stone. This was the first time that they had actually played, and he went Sheik games 1 and 2 and 1, and on FD, he went Sheik all 3 games that he won, but he lost on FD in the Fox Ditto with a really funny. He missed like a jump cancel grab and fared off the stage with a full hop, and then Stone just shined him. It was kind of funny. because he like missed a jump cancel, and Connor goes by JC a lot, so it's like a JC grab. Anyway, here, ooh, this is the set that ended the tournament. Levens over Krim plus 3-1. Kind of spoiled the kind of like the very grand finale thing. Should have thought about that, but this was Levens over Krim 3-1. Here it was Stone over Chipotle 3-2. This is an interesting set as Chipotle actually went Marth versus Stone's Fox, which is the first time that he had done something like that. So that was like pretty interesting to see. I think that was his best showing versus Stone so far. And it ended, the last game was so weird. They were just hacking at each other and it was crazy. Krim plus over Connor plus 3-0. I think he also 3-0'd him at the last tournament, the Serenity tournament. But I'm not too sure. But here it was a 3-0 in Krim's favor. And here it was Levens over Chipotle 3-0. This set not being on recording, as I stated at the very beginning. But yeah, good stuff to all the players. I'm just going to update this. I'm going to hit end tournament. End tournament. And then also, so this is like, ooh, don't do that. This is like this part, Chipotle, Snack Sawi, and then this one, it was in first place, 119 Levens, second place, Krim plus, and then third place, Connor plus. A really fun tournament and an interesting thing. We would have more VODs. We'd have 28 good old VODs if we had both of them, but we didn't, which it happens sometimes. But it's really cool stuff. The Levens Krim set is kind of funny. If you watch it, you'll see it's kind of silly. They were both playing kind of weird, but yeah, good stuff to everyone that played. I'm happy that everyone showed up. It was super cool. I wish. Well, I'm glad more people didn't show up, only so that we were able to do the format. Not everyone was a big fan of the format, unfortunately. I know Scythex Dragon wasn't a fan. Most of the top players, think like Connor, Levens, Krim, were all kind of like iffy about it. But I don't know. We may do it again. We may not do it again. If you think it's a cool format or it seems nice, we do that. Usually Waterfall is done with like preliminary brackets that like order you into like A, B, and C and stuff like that. But I chose not to do that because it would have taken too long, and I mostly just wanted like the round robins and stuff to happen. So yeah, I would want to play like 2 or 3 more games if that were the case, but we didn't do that. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think that's it. Stuff coming up. Ooh, I don't think we have anything until next Monday. Yeah, next Monday's tournament is like the next tournament. May have some like VODs, maybe like a doubles tournament on like this Friday or Saturday, like out of the blue, but like it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. But yeah, thanks for watching the review. Sorry if this was a bit long-winded. I know the last one was like less than 10 minutes, now it's like 13. So yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Big shout outs to Walter and Kenny Lee. Because Walter hasn't come back in a while. Sorry, come in a while, and now there's Kenny Lee. So, like, big things there. But yeah, thank you for watching my wonderful review.